In this dark tale, secrets unravel within a fractured community's most notorious prison. This prison has housed many infamous prisoners, including the murderer of XXX Tenation and Charlie Adelson. I assure you that his prison is not a cupcake one.
Friday, and I stopped everything I was doing to cover it today because people were really upset. Okay, so that's all I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you they lost their ever-loving mind because I said so, because they messaged me, because everyone said, stop the press. Whatever you're doing, stop doing it and go cover this. And here we are. All right. So he has been transferred again to this portion, and there he is. All right. I couldn't even watch the other video because there were so many things that just didn't make sense to me. All right. So I clarified that. Please don't go after the Sterns because you think that they did something to make Stephan be in this prison. They didn't even know he was there until yesterday. And Stephan hasn't even talked to them, which I'm going to relate the message on here after this. All right. So that's what I wanted to clarify. Don't go after the Sterns, please. The ACs aren't going to help much because of the temp and humidity. All right. It's a little cooler up in that area close to the Georgia line, but not a lot. All right. Now, when I say Florida's worst prison at the other prison, yes, that was much worse than this one. All right. So what else do I got? Now, if an inmate is raped or killed in this facility, which happens quite a bit, there's a lot of taking people's life and graping. So if you're wishing for prison justice, this might be your prison. However, the state is going to cut the family a big check. They put that in writing. The prison is trying to reform the graping and taking of lives. And so now there's a prison policy that has hard consequences if anything happens. All right. All right. Let's see. Placement, hinge actions, attitude, and they had nothing. Okay. I think violent. All right. So Stephan is not considered violent. And so whatever section he's put into now, it's because of his behavior. All right. He doesn't have a tablet. He doesn't have much, and he can't reach out to anybody. You have to reach out to him. So listen, this prison here that he's in now has, like I said, Dedrick Williams convicted of the taking of X-Tenation's life, Michael Dredgka, killing Marcus McLaughlin, and Nathaniel Brazil, as well as Charlie Adelson. I was trying to find some people that have been at the prison that you would know of. All right. Adelson was there in 2024. You know about the Adelson conspiracy. All right. And I'm going to show you everything else. I'm going to put it up and show you the articles and everything like that. Yeah. And a lot of people will say you shouldn't have anything. And that's why they're mad, because they think that Stephan got a secret deal or something. All right. I assure you he didn't. And, I'm going to go over. I'm not even sure if the other video had a picture of Stephan and the inmate number. Abby, Deb, did that video even have him as an inmate? Let me know if they even put him in there, because I don't think anybody had his inmate number just yet. All right. So, yeah, people were upset. I heard threats coming across. And when I say people lost their mind, people are threatening the Sterns, and people are calling me. Okay, good. Okay, so nobody has Stephan's inmate number. I have it up there now. Okay, so thank you, Deb. Thank you, everybody else. It's in the prison. It's on the site, but the person or people that did the other videos didn't actually have Stephan's inmate number, and they didn't actually have any real tangible information on Stephan Sterns. It was a supposition. All right. Yeah, you have it, but it wasn't in the video. That's my question. Was it in the video? Did it show Stephan Sterns at that prison, or was it a supposition that he got a deal and it's cupcakes and rainbows? That's what I want to know. All right. Katina, thank you so much. Deb and Chris, for your honesty and strength is admirable. All right. And I still got to read that. I'm going to put this in real quick. I'm going to start off with you seeing. That's a good question. What prison is Aiden Fucci in? He's not in that prison. I'll tell you that. But let's do this real quick, just so we can get to this. And then I'm going to read the message that Stephan sent. Stephan sent over a message to guilty of crime. So, and I'll read that to you after. Okay. So that's why I wanted to come on and clarify for you today. Please don't attack the Sterns because you think they got Stephan a deal, and don't attack the prosecutor or his lawyer thinking that there's some secret thing going on behind the scenes. I assure you, there is not. All right. So let's just look at this real quick before we go. Doesn't matter what prison Stephan Sterns is in right now. He's sentenced to life without the possibility of parole. He pled no contest to taking Maddie's life and all of the CSAM charges. All right. We all know that. So let's just take a look at this. Let me document this and then we'll move forward. I'll read you the message. We'll go over the prison information. You guys will see the prison unalivings, the recidivism that they're trying to reform, and the whistleblowers. I assure you, none of you would want to be at this prison either. The only thing I can say about this prison that's different is that it's a newer facility. All right. So let's keep going. Yeah, I don't know why I don't understand people sometimes. I just do what you guys ask me. And that's why I'm here today, this episode.
You crept into a family and exploited them when they were weak.
Now at 5, family and loved ones of Madeline Soto speaking directly to her killer today.
I have so much hatred in my heart, specifically for the creature that's sitting in this room today.
As Stephan Sterns learns he will spend the rest of his days behind bars.
And I apologize for all the pain.
It doesn't heal with time. This isn't like other deaths that I've experienced.
I love you, Madeline Soto, and I hope you're resting peacefully now.
News 6 at 5 starts right now. Stephan Sterns.
All right, just so you know, this is the deal. He's never, ever getting out. And unless he gets his life taken, will he ever be able to see his parents on the outside walls? And I doubt they're going to be able to visit him much anyhow because of the time that it takes. All right. But after this, I'll read you the document. I just want people to rest assured that Stephan Sterns is never going to be out of the prison unless he comes out in a box. All right. So that's that. And I'm sorry to be so coy. I'm sorry, Deb, but that's what it is. Yeah, a lot of people say that, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about Stephan Sterns specifically and what he's doing there. All right.
Sterns will be spending the rest of his life behind bars, pleading guilty and no contest to a number of charges related to the death of 13-year-old Madeline Soto from about a year and a half ago. We have team coverage from the Osceola County Courthouse with anchor Ginger Gadsden, investigator Mike DeForest.
And this is just a few moments of your time to see what landed Stephan Sterns here. That way, when people are calling him names and saying bad things, this is why. All right. And I understand that. But let's trust the justice system. And why don't we focus on Jen Soto? This guy's going to be locked up forever. He's not going anywhere.
Forrest and Catherine Silver, who have the latest on today's court proceedings and the reaction from it. Ginger, let's start with you.
Yeah, Matt, it was really an emotional day in court. This grueling year-and-a-half case in the Stephan Sterns and the death of Madeline Soto is finally now over for this community. And as you said, Matt, Sterns will now spend the rest of his life in prison. That's what we were able to learn at this hearing today. Now, if you're relatively new to the area or haven't been following this case, Soto's mom arrived at the 13-year-old school to pick her up in February. This is February 2024, when the school told her Madeline never made it that morning. Sterns, who was dating Soto's mom, was the last person to see the teen, and he was supposed to drop her off at school that morning. Sterns was arrested later that month in connection with Madeline's disappearance. Her remains were then found in the woods in Kissimmee in early March of 2024. News 6 investigator Mike DeForest has been following and covering this case since Madeline first disappeared. And Mike, it's your dedication to this case. You have a 6-part YouTube series that talks about justice for Maddie and gives us a...
He does, and I played that on here. Let's get into it.
I have nothing but sorrow for her loss. And I miss her all the time. Her passing has torn me and my family apart as well.
Me too.
And she truly was a joy.
Now, as part of an agreement with prosecutors, Sterns pleaded no contest to murdering Soto, who was his girlfriend's daughter. Now, legally, no contest is the same thing as a guilty plea, but Sterns did not take responsibility for intentionally killing her. Prosecutors believe Sterns strangled the teen to death last year, then dumped her body in a wooded area near St. Cloud. Now, Sterns did plead guilty to 20 sex crimes, including sexual battery on a child. Shortly before the judge sentenced Sterns to life in prison without the possibility of parole, Madeline Soto's biological father addressed the judge and Sterns.
I can't grasp it. I can't grasp the selfishness of you, the deplorability of your actions. You're depraved.
And this is just another few minutes so you guys understand where we're coming from on this case. If you forgot, Stephan Sterns is never getting out. And yes, definitely, Appalachia is a tougher prison to serve time in because of the old facilities never being updated. And this new one is better. We're going to look at it.
You're weak. You're a coward. You're a sneak thief. You crept into a family and took advantage and exploited them when they were weak.
Prosecutors originally announced that they would be seeking the death penalty for Soto's murder, but as part of today's plea deal, prosecutors agreed to withdraw the death penalty. The state also dropped about 40 criminal charges related to sexually explicit.
Now, remember, I was looking forward to the death penalty, and I do think two things. Number one, I don't think Stephan wanted to be sitting on death row wondering when they're going to call him. And number two, I really don't think that he wanted to see those pictures. I think he might have wanted to see the pictures, but not in the court. All right. So that's what happened. And the first thing I did was I called Deb. And I texted Deb and I texted Chris after everybody messaged me. I didn't even know what happened. And I said, did you guys work on a deal? Did Stephan get a deal or something? What happened? Why is he in this luxurious prison? And then we started looking. He's not.
Images of Soto that detectives say they found on Sterns' cell phone. Now, besides Soto's father, as we mentioned, there were lots of family and friends. Some of them actually spoke to the judge very tearfully. Madeline Soto's maternal grandmother, the prosecutor.
Yeah, Jennifer Soto wasn't there, guys. And Jay, the Italian cook, that is a beautiful message down there that I agree with. Stephan Sterns didn't creep into his family. He was brought in with open arms by Jen Soto. All right. So please remember that when you put the hatred towards somebody or you're putting vengeance, you want vengeance for somebody. What about Jen Soto? Thank you, Nat, for that one guilty of crime membership.